Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we're hearing right now is absolutely explosive. Rumors are swirling, and they come straight from some of the most reputable NFL insiders, including Adam Schefter himself, who's been dropping hints that could turn the AFC North upside down. It's all centered around the Miami Dolphins, a team that's been struggling to find consistency this season, especially with Tua Tagovailoa sidelined due to concussion issues. But what's really catching everyone's attention is the possibility that the Dolphins might be making a bold move, trading away their dynamic wide receiver Jalen Waddle. And this isn't just some minor shakeup. If this trade happens, it could totally change the landscape of the division, especially for teams like the Steelers who are always looking to elevate their offense and stay competitive at the highest level. Now, just imagine for a second what this trade involves. The Dolphins, currently sitting at 1-5 with their offense leaking points and struggling to find rhythm, are reportedly open to parting ways with Waddle, a player who's been a key piece in their offense since he entered the league. The proposed deal: a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, plus Roman Wilson, a talented receiver who's been making some noise this season. This move is not just about acquiring draft capital or adding a young receiver. It's about reshaping their entire offense, especially considering the cap space they'd free up, around $12 million, allowing them to focus on rebuilding their defense, which is currently ranked 27th in the league, giving up about 3 points per game. That's a significant problem for Miami, who's been ceding too many yards and points, and losing a playmaker like Waddle would be a huge blow. But why would the Dolphins do this? Well, Miami's management is seeding that their defense needs a total rebuild, and they're willing to sacrifice some offensive firepower to focus on that. Waddle, at just 26 years old, is one of the most explosive wide receivers in the league, and he's been a pro bowler. In 2025, up until September 15, he's already posted 35 receptions for 498 yards, averaging 14.2 yards per catch with 3 touchdowns. His PFF grade is impressive, around 88.9, and he's been creating mismatches, especially on slant routes where he ranks among the top 5 in the league with an average of 2.9 yards per route. His career stats are solid, over 128 receiving yards and 23 touchdowns with a catch rate of 68%. But unfortunately, a hip injury in 2025 limited his snaps to just 82%, which makes his potential even more tantalizing if he can stay healthy. Now, for the Steelers, this potential move could be a game changer. Pittsburgh's offense has been somewhat balanced, but they've been missing that true elite speed and explosiveness that can stretch defenses vertically. George Pickens has been emerging as a star, but adding Waddle to the mix could elevate the Steelers' aerial attack significantly. His speed, blazing off the line, combined with his route-running ability, especially in the quick, precise slant routes, could open up new opportunities in the offense. Imagine the effect on the Steelers' passing game, which has already improved this season, with the team's yards per game rising from around 218 to an estimated 280 yards if Waddle joins. That's a huge boost for quarterback Kenny Pickett, who's been developing nicely, and it could turn the Steelers into a true threat in the AFC. But it's not just about adding talent. This move could also have strategic implications. The Steelers are always looking to build a balanced team, and with the addition of Waddle, they can create mismatches all over the field. His ability to accelerate and create separation makes him a perfect fit for the Steelers' offensive scheme, especially with Wilson's 7.4 yards per target. Moreover, his red zone presence, his TD rate has increased from 55% to 68%, makes him a reliable target when it matters most. This kind of weaponry could elevate the Steelers' offense into the top tier, and in a league where every point counts, having a player like Waddle could be the difference between a deep playoff run and an early exit. Now, how does this impact the division? Well, the AFC North has been fiercely competitive, with the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers all vying for supremacy. The Ravens have been strong on defense and running the ball, but their passing game has some inconsistencies. The Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, are always dangerous, but their offense can be streaky. The Steelers, on the other hand, have been steadily improving, especially with their defense and young quarterback Kenny Pickett, who's showing signs of becoming a franchise leader. Adding a player like Waddle would not only give them another high-caliber weapon, but also send a message to the rest of the division. Pittsburgh is serious about contending again, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. And don't forget, this kind of move could also boost their Super Bowl odds. Currently, the Steelers are considered underdogs in many betting markets, but with a few strategic moves, like acquiring a proven playmaker, they could see their odds improve dramatically. If Waddle joins Pittsburgh, betting odds could shift from around plus 1,200 to plus 650, making them a much more attractive option for bettors and a real threat in the AFC playoff picture. It's all about positioning, and grabbing a player like Waddle could be the key to unlocking that next level of success. Of course, as with any trade, there are questions. Will Miami really part ways with Waddle? Can he stay healthy and replicate his 2025 production? And how quickly will he integrate into the Steelers' offense? These are questions only time will answer, but the potential is undeniable. The Steelers have been building a solid foundation, and adding that extra speed and explosiveness could be the final piece of the puzzle for a team hungry for a return to greatness. In the end, this situation epitomizes the NFL's constant evolution, teams constantly adjusting, making bold moves, trying to gain that competitive edge. For Steelers fans, this is an exciting time. It's a reminder that the team is always looking forward, always striving to become champions again. Whether this trade happens or not, it's a sign that the AFC North is going to be even more entertaining to watch, with the potential for Pittsburgh to not just compete, but to dominate. The idea of Waddle in black and gold is enough to get any fan's heart racing, knowing that the Steelers are always one move away from something special. So keep your eyes peeled, stay tuned, and let's see what unfolds. Because the NFL never stops surprising us, and the Steelers are always in the thick of it, fighting for that ultimate goal, another Super Bowl appearance. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And what's even more exciting is thinking about how Waddle's speed and playmaking ability could elevate the entire offense, making defenses scramble and opening up opportunities for other players like Pickens and Wilson. It's a recipe for explosive plays, for scoring drives that keep defenses on their heels, and most importantly, for the Steelers to become a legitimate contender once again. When you look at the big picture, this potential move isn't just about one player. It's about reshaping the identity of the Steelers' offense, turning them into a team that can strike quickly and often, much like the elite teams we see in the league today. And that's exactly what every Steelers fan dreams of, seeing their team rise back to the top, fighting for championships with a roster that's fast, dynamic, and relentless. In conclusion, if this trade does indeed go through, it'll be a game-changer not just for the Dolphins, but for the Steelers and the AFC North as a whole. It's about seizing opportunity, about making bold statements, and about believing in the future. For Pittsburgh, it's a chance to add that missing piece, a true game-breaker that can ignite their offense and propel them into the conversation for Super Bowl contenders once again. So keep your eyes open, stay engaged, and as always, keep supporting your Steelers because this team is always in the hunt, always fighting, and always ready to surprise us all. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is for sure. When Pittsburgh makes a move, it's worth paying close attention. Thanks for being here, and remember to leave your thoughts below. What do you think about this potential trade? Would Waddle be the perfect fit? I want to hear from all of you. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's see how this story unfolds. Until then, go Steelers.